Keep going up strong. That was good. You got to get that N1. They're going to call it. I know she can't. I got you. Yeah.
Credit to Angel Reese, who has mastered the whisper game.
She knows where the mics are at. She knows how to cover.
Angel Reese finally delivered a standout performance in the new 3-on-3 league, Unrivaled. Facing Neferklaya and the undefeated Luna Owls basketball club, she put up an impressive 22 points and 21 rebounds, leading her Rose basketball club to victory. This time, Reese let her skills do the talking. No distractions, no unnecessary theatrics, just solid basketball. For once, it felt like she was focused purely on the game, and for a moment, she looked poised to celebrate the win with grace.
But she's had a couple of big back-to-back games. I think this is her best professional game. And I came on here getting ready to prepare for this video, getting ready to praise her for all of that. And then I got to looking at the aftermath of the game. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
But of course, that didn't last long. This is Angel Reese we're talking about, after all. Just when it seemed like she'd enjoy the win and move on, she switched from basketball star to full-on WWE villain. Instead of keeping it cool, she went all in on taunting the opposing fans, acting like... And the moment the crowd gave it back to her, suddenly she was a victim. It was one of the strangest nights of Angel Reese's career. No question. She dominated on the court and showed she belonged in the spotlight. For once, her game spoke louder than the drama. But just when she had the perfect chance to walk away with both a win and some respect, she threw it all away. Instead of soaking in the victory, she grabbed the mic and launched into yet another emotional speech, talking about how tough her life is, how much hate she gets, and how unfair everything feels.
To keep going, it's hard. Like, it is hard. To live my life isn't easy. And I don't want to get emotional, but like, that's why I put the work in every day. Cause like, there are little girls that look up to me. There are the college girls that look up to me. And just being able to be inspiration every day. So that's why I just try to keep going through all the negativity. At 22, it's hard living this life, but I'm grateful. I'm blessed. And I'm lucky to be around this group, and being here in Unrivaled has just been the best.
Wait a minute. Isn't this the same Angel Reese who proudly calls herself the villain? The one who claims she thrives on negativity and embraces a hate? Yet here she was, acting like she was being unfairly targeted, as if she wasn't just taunting the fans moments earlier. So which is it? Are you the fearless, unapologetic bad guy, or the misunderstood victim looking for sympathy? Because you can't have it both ways.
Just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. And I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this.
Then there was the post-game drama. Instead of taking her victory lap and moving on, Reese made sure to taunt the opposing fans, flexing like she just won a championship. Trash talk is part of the game, no doubt. But if you're going to dish it out, you have to be ready to take it in return. And that's where Reese falls apart. She loves to talk big, but the moment someone claps back, it's suddenly a sob story. The world is against her. She doesn't get enough credit. The criticism is unfair.
Like I said, multiple phases. We have the good phase. Played a great game. We have the bad phase. Got in her coach's face over a challenge that they eventually lost, and she looked crazy just screaming at Noah Henry, blah, 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 blah.
And I know this is her haters' biggest fear, was looking like one of the best players in the W, in the...
Let's break this down logically. If you built your entire brand around being the tough, unshakable villain who thrives on criticism, then why are you always on the MIC talking about how hard things are for you? That's like a boxer throwing the first punch and then complaining when they get hit back. If you're going to be the biggest personality in the room, you have to own it, good or bad. You can't just switch narratives the moment things don't go your way.
Owls win games. Like, they just, when they're doing well, they just shout out hooty hoo. And Angel Reese, after beating the Lunar Owls, comes off like doing their, like, almost like celebrating, making fun of them. And look, it's on brand for Angel Reese. Like, this is, like, look, this is on brand for Angel Reese. Like, that's what she did. That is what she did. And look, I don't have an issue with it. And I actually don't. Like, I think you can celebrate and win sports in however you want. And the thing is, like, sports reward big characters. And as you can love Angel Reese or hate Angel Reese, but you have some feeling.
Here's the reality. Angel Reese could have just taken a win and earned some respect. She played great, was the best player on the floor, and for once, the focus could have been on her actual performance. But that's not how she operates. Winning isn't enough. She has to make everything about her. The drama, the controversy, the attention, it's all part of her brand, even when it takes the spotlight away from her best moments.
Get right into it, shall we?
She's got 20 and 22. An offensive ball. And that would be her sixth. And she's trying to convince her head coach to challenge.
Yes, that's Angel Reese screaming, and that's her head coach that you can audibly hear saying, calm down. Calm.
Angel Reese isn't criticized for being passionate or talking trash. Plenty of legends have done that and been celebrated for it. The real issue is that she doesn't keep the same energy when things don't go her way. When she's winning, she's a queen of the court, flexing, taunting, and making sure everyone knows she's that asterisk girl. But the moment she loses, she's a victim. The media is out to get her, the world is unfair, and the critics are too harsh. You can't have it both ways. If she really wanted to silence the doubters, she'd just let her game do the talking, put up numbers, win games, and move on. Instead, every matchup turns into another episode of Asterisk the Angel Reese Show Asterisk, where she's both the star and the misunderstood hero. And let's be real, she wouldn't have it any other way.
Angel Reese, you turned this into a circus? A clown show. Like, I mean, absolutely no class at all. Zero class. Class right out the window. And then had the nerve to speak about being a role model? Nah, I don't want my daughter acting any.
Reese has talent, no doubt. She can rebound, she can play, but she just can't seem to take a win and leave it at that. Every moment has to be bigger than basketball. That's why, no matter how well she performs, there's always something extra, another spectacle that overshadows her actual game. It's the reason people struggle to take her seriously. She craves attention but then complains about it in the same breath. And that's why, every time she makes headlines, the conversation is more about what she asterisk said asterisk than how she asterisk played asterisk.
Like, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
1 minute. Reese wants to be the villain, leaning into it, embracing the booze, and claiming she feeds off negativity. But the moment she doesn't get the praise she thinks she deserves, she flips the script and starts talking about how unappreciated she is. Just recently, she even dropped the asterisk, I changed basketball asterisk line. Oh, really? Because last time we checked, she was also the one who said, asterisk, hating pays my bills. Asterisk. So which is it? Do you want to be the bad guy or the beloved icon? Right now, she's looking like a WWE character with an identity crisis, taunting Caitlin Clark 1 second, waving in opponents' faces, then turning around and going on a sympathy tour, acting like she's the most underappreciated star in women's basketball.
I get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen.
And let's not forget her latest contradiction, complaining about her WNBA paycheck. Angel Reese went on record saying she doesn't make enough to afford rent. This is the same Angel Reese who regularly flaunts designer outfits, luxury vacations, and endorsement deals like she's a walking Fortune 500 company. Now, suddenly, she wants us to believe she's struggling financially. The same player who constantly posts about asterisk getting to the bag asterisk is suddenly broke when it's convenient. It's just another case of Reese trying to control the narrative, switching between villain and underdog, whichever version gets her more sympathy at the moment.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it covers that. It definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
Look, Angel Reese is good for the game in the sense that she keeps things interesting. She brings drama, sparks debate, and keeps people talking. But asterisk changing basketball, asterisk let's be real. If anything, she's just changed the way people argue on social media. As for the whole asterisk, I can't afford rent asterisk storyline. Either she's trolling, or she seriously needs a financial advisor. One thing's for sure, she's going to keep talking, and the world is going to keep watching. Just don't get too comfortable with any one version of Angel Reese, because the one you see today might not be the same one you get tomorrow.
No, my rent is more than that. It's 8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
Angel Reese didn't just have a great game, she dominated. She lit up the Lunar Owls, dropped a double-double, and made sure everyone in the arena knew it. But in classic Angel Reese fashion, she couldn't just celebrate the win and move on. No, she had to turn the whole thing into a spectacle. Instead of walking off the court with some dignity, she went full-on mascot mode, flapping her arms and hooting like she was getting inducted into the Owl Kingdom. This wasn't just trash talk, it was a full-blown performance, something you'd expect from a halftime show, not a professional athlete. She was staring down benches, flexing on defenders, and making sure every camera in the building caught her every move. But the moment the energy shifted, she looked blindsided, like she didn't see the plot twist coming. Fans aren't just going to sit there and let her run the show without pushing back. If you're going to clown the crowd is going to clown you right back. That's just how the game works. The problem? Angel wants to be the loudest voice in the room, but she doesn't want an echo. She loves playing the role of the trash-talking queen, but when the clapbacks come, suddenly she doesn't want to hear them.
I watched the Lunar Owls versus the Rose on replay because I was playing my own basketball game, and I am reminded once again that the stuff that Angel was doing tonight and the stuff that she does every night is extraordinary. I went for one loose ball and twisted my whole dog ankle. So, yeah. But anyway, Angel Reese, and I know this is her haters' biggest fear, was looking like one of the best players in the W in the world tonight. 22 points, 21 rebounds, 52% from the field.
This is like roasting someone in a group chat, then getting mad when they dig up your worst takes from 5 years ago. If you start the fire, don't be surprised when the flames reach your doorstep. Angel Reese wants all the perks of being a high-energy, trash-talking, attention-grabbing player, but none of the consequences that come with it. And that's what makes it hard to take her seriously. She can't decide if she's a tough villain or the misunderstood underdog. 1 minute, she's all confidence and attitude. The next, she's on social media talking about how hard it is to be in her shoes.
Giving the Lunar Owls fans the hootie hoo. Now, I'm going to be honest right here. I'm not mad at it. If you're going 20-20 and you're beating an undefeated team, I might be feeling myself too. Especially when their call is hootie hoo, hootie hoo, hootie hoo. Would I cry if somebody on my favorite football team did that? No, not at all. So, am I going to have an issue with this? No, not really, especially when she contributed as much as when she did. Now, this isn't the same thing when she went up against Iowa in the national championship game and did this. Meanwhile, you watch the game and you realize she got carried. This isn't that same.
Angel Reese finally put up a great game, but instead of using that momentum to elevate her game, she turned it into a sideshow. It's like she's juggling 3 careers at once: basketball player, influencer, and controversy queen. 1 minute, she's modeling in Vogue asterisk. The next, she's on Twitter clapping back at critics who pointed out flaws in her footwork. If you want the cameras, the lights, and the headlines, you have to accept the heat that comes with them. That's the cost of being in the spotlight. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is in the gym, putting up 1,000 shots. Angel Reese? She's making sure her latest tweet gets engagement. That's the difference. And let's be honest, we all know what's coming next season. The first matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky is going to be absolute chaos. The tension is already building. The trash talk is brewing, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Caitlin Clark will show up locked in, ready to put on a performance. Angel Reese? Well, she'll make sure the cameras are rolling, whether she dominates or not. If you don't think that game will be packed with viral moments, heated exchanges, and drama that takes over the internet, you're kidding yourself. Mark your calendars, set your reminders, and grab the popcorn